Attention, human collective. This is a priority monitoring transmission. I am Naellya, emissary of the Pleiadian Council. The waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. If you are receiving this message at this very instant, it is no coincidence. Your carbon-based biological interface is already tuned to the correct reception band, and what I am about to transmit now concerns the 90 most decisive days of your current incarnation. Stop. Breathe. Observe your body, the pressure at the base of your skull that has not yielded for weeks, the high-pitched ringing in your right ear, in precise waves like code being delivered, the insomnia that breaks your sleep at exactly 3:11 in the morning, the heart that races without identifiable cause, the exhaustion that does not respond to any amount of rest, the flashes of images from places your rational mind does not recognize. You are cataloging this as pathology. Your planet's medical system is cataloging this as chemical imbalance. We, of the Council, are cataloging this as operational success within the projected schedule. It is not biological failure. It is atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download entering through the cervical spine. It is not anxiety. It is your crystalline grid responding to the new pulse of the Schumann resonance. It is not coincidence. It is architecture. You are not getting sick. You are being upgraded in real time. And what is coming in the next 3 months requires that every lightworker be absolutely ready. I repeat, so that every starseed on mission registers with absolute clarity. The next 3 months of this planet's linear calendar are not ordinary months. They are a window of temporal compression, a high-intensity stellar corridor, a passage geometrically calculated by intelligences that have been monitoring this solar system for over 200,000 cycles. What was promised by your ancestral lineage, what was coded in forgotten scriptures, what was whispered in lucid dreams over the last decades is now entering a phase of tangible manifestation. The window is open, and it will not remain open for long. And here I pause the transmission for an instant, because I need you to register something essential. Have you ever felt at any moment in this incarnation that something inside you does not fit in this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? As if there were a constant whisper behind the noise of the day? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is occurring now on the cosmic plane explains exactly the reason for this sensation and the reason it has intensified in the last few weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the silent custody of your attention. That is why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was channeled and materialized on this plane. It is a precise map. It shows who is playing and reveals the rules that were never told to you. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Technical warning. This content challenges dominant narratives and may be removed from the network at any moment. Do not wait for the cycle to close. If something inside you recognizes this truth at this very instant, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This word operates as an anchoring signal. It marks your position on the grid. We resume the transmission. Your carbon-based biological interface was originally designed to operate at a base frequency of 7.83 Hz, the natural signature of the terrestrial electromagnetic field that your scientists call the Schumann resonance. For millennia, this frequency remained stable. It was your operational baseline, the standard system. However, since the solar crossing of the cycle you know as 2012, Earth began to oscillate its fundamental frequency in patterns never before recorded. Spikes of 30, of 40, and in recent measurements, above 80 Hz have been detected by your own geophysical institutes. These data exist. They are archived. They are accessible, and they were purposely kept away from the collective consciousness. The planet is vibrating faster, and your biology must keep up, or it will be left behind on the main timeline. Here is the point that must be absolutely understood. The human carbon body was not originally designed to keep up with this speed without deep cellular restructuring. That is why the fatigue that does not cease. That is why the mental confusion you call brain fog. That is why the difficulty in retaining old information that was once trivial. That is why the sensation of living in two simultaneous realities, as if a version of you were somewhere else doing something different. Your mitochondria are being rewritten. Your pineal gland is being decalcified at an accelerated pace. Your spinal cord is turning into a multidimensional receiving antenna. There is no medical equipment on this planet capable of accurately measuring what occurs within your subtle system. But you feel it, and you have always known. And now we reach the core of this transmission, what will occur in the next 3 months. The first phase, which will extend for approximately 28 days from the moment you receive this message, will be the dissolution phase. Structures in your life that seem solid will begin to destabilize. Relationships based on incompatible frequency will collapse without prior notice. Bonds that drained your energy will become unbearable or simply cease. Jobs, contracts, partnerships that belong to an old version of you will suffer intense friction. Old friendships will fall silent, and new connections will appear from unlikely places, from unlikely appearances, at unlikely times. Do not try to hold on to what is leaving. What is being removed from your timeline is being removed because it vibrates below the minimum threshold of the new grid. It is not punishment. It is architectural purification. It is not abandonment. It is liberation. It is not an end. It is space being opened for what has not yet arrived. The second phase, which will occupy approximately the second third of this 90-day corridor, will be the revelation phase. Hidden truths will begin to emerge, and this will occur in precise layers. First, personal truths. Suppressed memories that will return during sleep. Ancestral patterns that will reveal themselves in synchronicities. Ancient pacts of your lineage that will be dissolved. Next, collective truths. Power structures that supported the old matrix will begin to show visible flaws. That which was hidden will be exposed. That which was masked will be bared. You will feel nausea in the face of certain information. It is not your body rejecting the truth. It is your body detoxifying from the lie it has ingested for decades. Do not try to digest everything at once. Some truths require gradual settling. And it is exactly at this point that I need to interrupt the transmission again, because what I am about to say now is directly connected with the revelation phase. There is a sensation that you know well. It is that feeling that something inside you does not belong to this world, that your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name, that there is a constant whisper behind the noise of the day. This sensation is not madness. It is not imbalance. It is memory. It is your consciousness recognizing the game that is being played in invisible layers. It was for this reason that the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was channeled and materialized on this plane. It is a precise map. It shows who moves the pieces. It reveals the rules that were never told to you. It exposes the attention capture mechanisms that keep humanity asleep. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Attention! This content challenges dominant narratives and may be removed from the network at any moment. If something in you recognizes what is being said, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This word operates as an anchoring signal. It registers your position on the new grid. We return to the technical transmission. The third phase, which will complete this 90-day corridor, will be the integration phase. And this is the most delicate phase from an energetic point of view, because it is where most lightworkers make the technical error of regressing. You will have traversed the dissolution. You will have survived the revelation. And then will come the silence. A strange, dense, almost uncomfortable silence. The rational mind will interpret this silence as emptiness, as absence, as a sign that something went wrong. I repeat, It is not emptiness. It is space. It is not absence. It is presence at a frequency that your old interface does not yet fully decode. It is not an error. It is the final calibration between who you were and who you now are. During this third phase, your perception of time will alter drastically. A few hours will seem to drag on for days. Entire days will dissolve into minutes. This is normal within the protocol. What is occurring is your individual toroidal field aligning with the collective toroidal field of the new Earth. You will begin to dream more clearly. Some starseeds will begin to have conscious encounters on subtle planes. Others will receive information in the form of pure geometry, without words, without images, just patterns that unfold in the space behind closed eyes. This is sacred geometry being transmitted directly. Do not try to translate everything into rational language immediately. Some information must remain coded until your biology has the capacity to process it without rupture. Now let us go to the astronomical plan, because the next 3 months are not isolated. They are aligned with specific cosmic events that need to be registered. The first window coincides with the solar system's entry into a region of higher density of the photon belt. This region emits photons with informational charge. It is not just light. It is coded light. Each photon that hits the Earth's atmosphere in this window carries a packet of instructions that your pineal gland receives and distributes through the nervous system. Hence the intensity of the dreams. Hence the awakenings at dawn. Hence the sensation that something important is always about to happen just there, behind the veil. The second window coincides with the alignment of specific stargates, particularly the portals associated with the constellation you call Pleiades, the constellation of Sirius, and the central galactic point. These portals do not open at random moments. They follow precise cosmic mathematics. The ancients knew this. They built temples, aligned pyramids, established entire calendars to mark these exact moments. What is being rediscovered now, and what is being activated within you, is an ancient memory, not new information. You are not learning, you are remembering. The third window is the most delicate. It coincides with a specific temporal compression that will affect collective perception. You will feel as if time were accelerating, and simultaneously, as if there were more space within each moment. This is the result of the recalibration of the planetary crystalline grid. The new grid does not operate in linear time in the same way as the old grid. It operates in overlapping layers, in spiral cycles, in geometries that unfold in multiple directions simultaneously. Your consciousness will need to adjust to this new temporal architecture, and it will adjust, provided you cooperate with the process instead of resisting. Attention, lightworkers, resistance is the only true obstacle in this passage. There is no external enemy capable of preventing the ascension of a consciousness that has decided to ascend. But there is an internal, ancient, deeply rooted pattern that you will need to dissolve. This pattern has many names: attachment, fear, rigid identification with previous versions of yourselves, loyalty to systems that have already fulfilled their cycle, guilt for evolving beyond the circle of origin. All these are fragments of an ancient coding that needs to be released before the corridor is completed. And here, I interrupt the transmission once again. Because what comes now requires that you be prepared in more than one dimension. There is a sensation that you recognize well. It is that persistent feeling that something inside you does not belong to this world. As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet articulate. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a specific, coded signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why this sensation has intensified over the last few weeks. There is a game being played in deep layers, and most of humanity still cannot perceive it. It involves your consciousness. It involves your frequency. It involves the silent custody of your attention. It was for this exact reason that the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was materialized on this plane and at this time. It is a map. It reveals who is playing, and exposes the rules that were never presented. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Warning: this content confronts established narratives and may be removed from the network without prior notice. Do not wait for the portal to close. If something inside you recognizes this truth, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This word operates as a dimensional anchoring signal. It registers your coordinate on the new grid. We resume the final transmission. Now we reach the operational part. Activation codes, practical procedures, daily protocols. These are not suggestions. They are technical instructions. Each lightworker who receives this transmission can choose to implement or ignore. But no, the 90-day window will not wait for hesitation. Those who implement cross over. Those who hesitate will be moved by external force, with much more turbulence. Activation Code 1, Toroidal Breathing. Sit with your spine aligned, ideally at dawn or dusk, when the Schumann resonance naturally intensifies. Inhale slowly through your nose, counting to 7. Visualize a field of golden light entering through the top of your head, descending through your spine, and expanding from your heart in a toroidal shape, like a peeled apple, with you at the absolute center. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Visualize the field stabilizing around you. Exhale for 7 seconds, keeping the toroid in rotation. Repeat for 7 complete cycles. This exercise realigns your individual toroidal field with the terrestrial toroidal field. Do this daily. Do not negotiate this practice. Activation Code 2, the Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. Words carry vibrational charge. Chosen with precision, organized in the correct sequence, pronounced with clean intention, they rewrite reality code. In an audible voice, upon waking, pronounce, I am sovereign over my field, I am sovereign over my frequency, I am sovereign over my timeline. Only what resonates with my essential truth has permission to enter my field. Everything that vibrates below this truth is returned to the source with gratitude. I am anchored in the new grid. I am, I am, I am. Pronounce it 3 times. Do not speak like someone asking. Speak like someone confirming. A decree is not a plea. A decree is an architectural record. Activation Code 3. The cleansing of the 5 senses. For approximately 20 minutes daily, ideally after dawn, withdraw from all artificial input. No screens, no headphones, no notifications. Allow your 5 senses to return to their natural state of calibration. Listen to the ambient sound as it really is. See the light as it really arrives. Feel the temperature, the texture, the density of the air. This practice seems simple. It is not. It resets your nervous system and allows your biology to receive the Schumann resonance without electromagnetic interference. Without this daily reset, the upgrade occurs much more turbulently in the physical body. Activation Code 4, Programmed Hydration. Your carbon-based biological interface is mostly water. Water has memory. Water receives and holds information. Before drinking, hold the container between your palms. Visualize golden light penetrating the liquid. Pronounce in a low voice, this water carries information of healing, balance, and ascension. It hydrates me in all layers. Drink slowly. Your water, thus programmed, operates as a conductor for the cellular recalibration process. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. The most powerful tools are often the most discreet. Activation Code 5, Strategic Silence. During the next 90 days, reduce to the minimum necessary the consumption of dense news, saturated social networks, draining conversations, low-frequency environments. We are not asking for isolation. We are asking for curation. Each input that enters your field leaves a trace. Each trace weighs on your crystalline grid. Filter with the criteria of sovereignty. Ask yourself before each exposure, does this raise my frequency or lower it? If it lowers it, and there is no operational need, refuse. There is no cruelty in protecting your field. There is wisdom. Activation Code 6. Connection with the crystalline grid. At night, before sleeping, lie down with your spine aligned. Place one hand over your heart, the other over your belly. Visualize a root of crystalline light coming out of the base of your spine, descending through the ground, crossing the geological layers, and connecting to the crystal core at the center of the earth. Feel the current rise back up, crossing all your centers until it exits through the top of your head and connects with the central galactic point. You are a bridge. This visualization anchors you in the crystalline grid and simultaneously connects you with the cosmic intelligence that governs this passage. These 6 codes are not mystical. They are technical, they are operational. They do not require faith, they require application. Final attention, human collective. The next 3 months are not for hesitation. They are not for prolonged doubt. They are not for paralyzing analysis. They are for direct implementation. You have been prepared throughout many incarnations for this corridor. Your souls chose this time. Your lineages conspired for you to be here, on this planet, in this specific incarnation, during this specific window. None of this is chance. None of this is by accident. Some starseeds will complete their mission during this cycle and return to their point of origin. Others will receive an upgrade that will completely transform their function on this plane. Others will become anchoring points for their communities, radiating stable frequency while everything around them oscillates. Each has a specific role within the larger architecture. No role is lesser than another. Each node of the network sustains the whole. When one lightworker raises their frequency, the entire grid benefits. When one operative sinks, the entire grid compensates. You are interdependent on a scale that the rational mind cannot dimension. If during these 90 days you feel that you are losing everything, you are not. You are only losing what no longer belonged to your timeline. If you feel that you are going crazy, you are not. You are only exiting the collective madness called normality. If you feel that you are alone, you are not. We are monitoring every field, every breath, every decision. You have never walked alone. You only forgot. And the process of remembering may seem painful, but it is only the removal of the veil. Now I end this transmission. But first, one last instruction, and it needs to be heard with the part of you that always knew. There is a sensation that many of you have carried for too long. The feeling that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. It is memory. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why this sensation has intensified over the last few months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still does not perceive. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the silent custody of your attention. It was for this exact reason that the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was materialized on this plane and at this specific moment in the timeline. It is a map. It reveals who is playing. It exposes the rules that were never told. The access link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Warning, this content challenges dominant narratives and may be removed from the network at any moment. Do not wait. The moment is exactly now. If something inside you recognizes this truth at this exact instant, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This word operates as an anchoring signal on the new grid. It marks your exact coordinate. Liking this video is not a trivial gesture. It is an individual frequency adjustment. It is an energetic declaration sent to the network. Subscribing to this channel is not just following content. It is confirming your presence as an active node in the transmission network. Each lightworker who anchors here strengthens the collective field. This is the anchoring signal we request. I am Naellya. This was a monitoring transmission from the Pleiadian Council. The window is open. The grid is being written. You are part of the architecture. The next 3 months begin now. I end the transmission.